Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to A Better World with Adrienne. This is a Friday Fire episode. This is the format where I hit you with a quick win energy, something that can literally activate you into a complete trajectory shift that is very, very quick. So, before I dive into this injection of magic and delusion, as you might wonder by the title, or you might guess from the title, if you are interested in the Holy Habits Hive Mind, we start October 1st. If you are interested in Venus Day LA, tickets are selling, tickets are available. Um, I have no idea if there are any Queen dinner tickets left when this episode is dropping because the momentum behind this is kind of insane. So, if you want to get in person with me in LA on October 31st, get your ticket today. If you want to crush your health habits, which by the way, this habit, the habit of being delusional, is very, very linked to your health. And we're going to get into why. Um, Join the Holy Habits Hive Mind. Apply through the link in the show notes. We start October 1st. We are leveraging the South Node solar eclipse in Virgo for the next 6 months, permanently up-leveling you into holy habits forever and ever. Amen. Okay, link to the show notes in all of that. To join and partake and sign up and come and just flourish in all of that. Today's download. The habit of being delusional. Okay, so I've been going deep into my mastermind, deep into work with my mentor, deep into just the energy right now, and I feel a whole new wind in my sails. Like with the eclipse, with the first eclipse, I'm recording this in mid-September, dropping this in mid-September 2025. However, it's timeless. You can always come back to this one because there always will be something for you. The key to getting everything you want in life is to be delusional. And the way you are able to be delusional in a world that is mediocre and tries to convince all of us of lack literally all day, every day, is to make it a habit. Because remember, you do not rise to the level of your hopes, you fall to the level of your training. Every single thing in every one of our lives is the result of our habits, right? Like, I don't have six pack abs because I hope and wish for them. I have them because I habitually work on them and I eat correctly. A lot of people think it's built in the gym. It's 20% gym, 80% kitchen. Like it's more what you eat that creates a six pack. However, um, the habit of being delusional is going to unlock your next level of literally any goal, any dream, any desire, any project, anything you are building in your soul path, whether it is a business idea, whether it is a friendship, whether it is your divine romantic counterpart, whether it is your most amazing health, whether it is your finances, whether it is your ability to have fun, like all of this, you've got to be in the habit of delusion. Okay, being delusional. Delulu is the salulu, okay? And here's just a few things about why. Most people, first of all, if you're here to make a better world, if you're here to build new earth, you are here to create things that do not exist yet. That in itself is delusional. Most people, which create average results, average people living average lives, live their life based on circumstance, live their life based on the current reality, and more scarily, live their life based on the past. And so they actually end up recreating the past again and again and again and again and again. And then they get to the end of their lives and they have major regret because they realize they never did anything that was the truth of their soul. And I don't want that to be you. Something that used to really, really disappoint me, like so deeply, I wouldn't even say disappoint, I would say crestfallen. The level of like shock would be I would talk to people and people would tell me their dream, their idea, their project, and then I would talk to them later and they would have never taken action on it. And I was like, I don't understand. This is your soul's dream. You only get one life. Why are you not taking action on it? Like, I would be so disappointed. And this is something I really made peace with. And if you're a high performer as well, you might be like, yeah, most people never do what they say they're going to. And that's what makes you elite. That's what makes you a unicorn because you do what most people will not do. And if you're listening to this and you're like, oh my God, I feel a little bit like called forward because she's talking about me. I've been talking about this project. I've been having this intuitive nudge and I haven't done anything about it for weeks, months, years. Yes, I am talking to you. You've got to decide literally today, are you going to lead New Earth? Are you going to live your dreams or are you going to allow mediocrity to access your soul? We've got to treat mediocrity as a contagious virus because it is. And you know what else is contagious? Courage. Energy is contagious. This is why me being in my mastermind matters. This is why being around people that are going to pull you up. Like you they raise the standard, right? They raise the thermostat on what is acceptable in your life, what you're going to create in your life. Like I would have never been doing anything I've done in my life so far if I hadn't consistently deliberately only been exposing myself to people who were at my current level or beyond. Every single person in my life, they've got to be ahead of me in at least one category for them to like make the cut for if I spend quality time with them, if they're in my inner circle, like all of these things. So most people live their life based on current reality. You've got to be delusional to be successful. Think about the Wright brothers. Think about Amelia Earhart. Everybody thought she was fucking crazy. She's like, "Yeah, I'm going to fly this airplane as a woman and I'm going to crash all these different times and literally people will tell me I'm crazy. And I'm just going to keep doing this because this is what my dream is. This is what my soul is." And now it's like we fly all over the world. I can go from one side of the world to another in a 7-hour flight. Why? Because of the Wright brothers and Amelia Earhart, people like that being delusional. You've got to be delusional. And so being delusional means you act on an unrealized future. You see your future and you grab your future and you pull it toward you. How? Through relentless action. Saying things does not change your life, does not change the world. You've got to act on it. Every single move you make, you're sending a signal to the universe. Are you committed to the future that you say you want, that you say matters to you more than anything? Or and now that I know a lot more about the nervous system, most people allow their nervous systems to hijack them and block their destiny, block their dreams, but not you because you're here. And if you've never done cosmic cellular breath work with me, you've got to get in my world, become my client. Like link in the look at the show notes. There will be ways that you can do that with me. We will be doing that in person at Venus Day LA. So there's that. You should definitely be there. And yes, it's for women only. If you are a man, I have several male clients. Actually, um, some of my most high profile successful clients are men. And you can work with me one-on-one if you're a man. You can come to my other retreats. You can be in the Holy Habits Hive Mind. Like, but Venus Day, that's for the feminine. So you've got to be delusional. And it's a habit. It's a habit. Being delusional once doesn't make a dream. It's I am persistent. I will never ever quit until this thing is real. Like it's so interesting. I was talking to someone extremely important to me, and I said to him, I said, yeah, I've always known that I'm going to marry a successful entrepreneur. And he said, yeah, keyword successful, and started laughing. And I was like, yeah, I don't understand. Is there any other kind? And I was like, and it just it exposed me to my own level of mindset, which is like, I don't believe in not being successful. Like, I am successful. The whole point of entrepreneurship and creation is like, I will like this. I'm only available for this working out. And I said, I looked at him and I was like, yeah, literally, like, why wouldn't you be successful? You just refuse to quit until it works, until you're successful. And we both just started laughing because, we're both successful entrepreneurs. And he was like, yeah, you've got to remember that like most people quit. And I was like, oh, I forget about that because this is the only mindset I allow myself to have and I allow around me. Like the moment someone starts speaking into being realistic, being reasonable, someone once told me they're like, "Oh, you should do this to make it more affordable for people." And I was like, "First of all, I'm not interested in being the cheapest option. Like, I don't believe in that. That's not New Earth. That's extracting my own life force. It's disrespectful to my clients. My clients deserve to pay high ticket and invest in themselves high ticket." And it just exposed me to like their lack mindset and how they're not delusional in terms of like a limitless possibility. Delusion is all about um imagination. It's all about wonder. It's all about invention. Like, if you have no imagination, then you will never ever be delusional because you will never let yourself dream and be like, wow, literally unlimited upside. Unlimited things could happen. Like, there's no limit on things. And making this a habit. Habits shape your life. Anybody can be delusional for a day. This happens all the time, right? And you may have experienced this. You listen to a podcast, you see a piece of content, you go to a live event, you go to a retreat, and you're inspired for a week. And then you slow down and you're like, oh, well, maybe it's too good to be true. Honestly, there was I've had this happen with people after retreats, and everybody's responsible for their own results, and it breaks my heart because they're like, "Oh, well, I just had this retreat. I don't need to keep investing in, mentorship, mastermind, anything because, I'm good." And it's like, when you get out in the world where the gravitational pull of mediocrity is so strong, you will be influenced by it. You will start living your life based on circumstance. You will start living your life based on the past. You will choose a familiar hell instead of an unfamiliar heaven with all of your dreams literally available to you pretty much immediately once you decide. And once you get in my world, I literally made a post the other day. I was like, it works so fast, they think we bypass. And it's so true. A lot of people think they're like, oh, she's so toxic positive. And it's like, actually, I just immediately alchemized my emotions in cosmic cellular breath work. I cried my face off. Obviously, you didn't see that. Um, I alchemize the emotions and I move forward. I'm back in my power. People think we bypass when we actually have a tool that goes to the root of things where we can alchemize in the moment. It's not controlling us for decades to come and blocking our blessings. We alchemize it, we move forward in deeper joy, in deeper power, in deeper certainty, in deeper magic. So the habit of being delusional, you've got to make it automatic. Like my automatic setting is delusion. I do not live based on this current circumstance. I don't. And I never will because I'm a co creator with creator. And a couple red flags I want you to be aware of on your path. Like being delusional is the solution and having it be a habit. It's like every single day you wake up and you are delusional. Like what dream are you focused on? What project are you focused on? What is something that and I want you to notice as I'm sharing this transmission is like how many times do you get excited for a short amount of time and then you go back into the old way? You stop believing, you stop being delusional. Why? Because you have not made it a habit yet. How do you make it a habit? Well, nervous system reset, getting around the correct people, and choice, having command of your mind. Something that goes on in the spiritual space that's actually a huge problem blocking New Earth is that people are not clear and aware of skill sets. Not just like, oh, you've got to master these, but like there's a big thing. People are like, oh, I'm worthy. I should just have it. And it's like, no, there's a skill set. You've got to master your brain. You've got to master how to manage your brain in this crazy world. Master your thoughts. Choose your thoughts. You can choose and cultivate the ecosystem of your mind. Your external cannot fuck with you. When you have an ironclad mindset, an ironclad nervous system, you're around other people who not just talk big, but live big. If you're around people who are not delusional about things, aren't going for limitless exponential growth in areas of their life, then you are automatically being um, contaminated with mediocrity and stagnation. So don't underestimate the gravitational pull of mediocrity. And do not underestimate the gravitational pull, the ascension pull when you're around other delusional high performers. And this is why I got the word elite. Elite means transcend. It means rare. It means high standards. In a world where most people talk a big game and don't live a big game, you've got to live it. How? Through the habit of being delusional. I swear, no matter what you're going through in your life, by the way, every single person at every single stage of the journey, whether you have $1 million in the bank or you have negative dollars in the bank, whether you're living your soul dream or you have no idea what your soul dream is, the solution, first of all, everybody has challenges. And the solution to your challenge is the habit of being delusional. You've got to be more delusional. You're focused way too much on current circumstance, which, by the way, this whole thing is an illusion and a hologram. You might as well use it to get what you want. It's very, very practical, too. So, where can you be more delusional? People say to me, like, you can't do that many retreats in a year. I'm like, says who? According to who? The person I work with is creator, and creator is limitless. And wow, I like what I've seen and what I've shown myself this year is that I can leave on a trip. I think I'm going to be gone for 10 days and then somehow be on a 6-week quest all over the world, getting paid extremely well to work with high-level, world-class leaders who are spearheading New Earth. Like that is possible. Anything is possible. Literally anything is possible. And so be delusional. Be delusional. Here's the thing, if average people living average lives agree with what you're doing, something is very, very, very wrong. You're off track. If you want holy results, you've got to have holy habits. If you want insane, illogical results, you've got to have insane, illogical mindsets and standards. If you want world-class results, you've got to have world-class standards and mindsets and delusion. So, this is today's download. This is a Friday Fire. I hope it served you. And I invite you to really step forward in making this a habit. You're not going to make it a habit in a podcast. This podcast is designed to blast your brain open to new possibilities. How are you going to make it a habit? Get in the work, babe. Find someone who's just as delusional as you are, who believes. Being jaded is like super trendy right now, and it's easy to be jaded when you look at the world and you just look at the quote unquote truth of reality, which isn't even truth. You've got to be communicating with the unseen. You've got to be creating with creator. That's the only way we're making a better world. And you've got to be straight up cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Like when people tell me something's a bad idea, like when normal people, quote unquote normal, when average people tell me something is a bad idea, I'm like, yes, I'm right on track. When I start getting more hate online, I'm like, yes, I'm right on track. When I start outgrowing people and they tell me you've changed, I'm like, yeah, right on track. I outgrow myself every day, all day. Of course, I'm going to outgrow people, places, ways of being, relationships, like all these things. You've got to be delusional, and you've got to be delusional as a habit. So, this is my automatic setting, and it must be your automatic setting too. So, if you don't know how to make something a habit, join the Holy Habits Hive Mind. You will master all of this in health, wealth, your mindset, scrolling. Like literally, we're interrupting every poor habit and replacing it with holy habits. Discipline is self love, self trust, self respect. I have too much self love to not be delusional. I have too much self respect to not be delusional. I've seen too much in life to not be delusional. I've seen way too much evidence for magic. So, yeah, you are making decisions off a future that doesn't exist in 3D yet. And that makes you delusional. And this is how we're going to build a better world. So I love you. Be delusional and make it a habit, like it's your job, and have more fun and make a delusional playlist, make a Delulu playlist. And if you want to go deep into this work, join the Holy Habits Hive Mind, sign up for Venus Day LA, fly to LA and be in person with us. And I have one spot open for one-on-one mentorship. The link is in the show notes. I love you all. Go out there, be the change, be the light, be the delusional cray cray that everybody talks about and doesn't understand, who actually makes the dreams on your heart. Make a stranger smile. And I will see you next time on A Better World with Adrienne.